Let me tell you something no one warned me about. People don't wait to know your story. They don't wait to understand your pain. They don't wait to see your heart. They judge you in seconds. And I learned this the hard way. I remember the exact moment it hit me. I was standing in a small room, surrounded by people who looked confident, successful, and sure of themselves. Clean clothes, calm smiles, strong voices. And there I was, quiet, tired, trying to belong. I hadn't said a single word yet, but I could feel it. The looks, the assumptions, the silent conclusions, they had already decided who I was. Not because they knew me, but because of three things. And when I realized what those three things were, it changed the way I see people forever. Let me take you back a few years. There was a man I used to see every morning near my office. Same corner, same time, old shoes, wrinkled clothes. He never asked for money, just sat there quietly, staring at the road like he was waiting for something that never came. Everyone ignored him. Some people avoided eye contact. Some crossed the street. Some whispered things like, probably lazy. He looks like trouble. I judged him too. I won't lie. One day it started raining heavily. Most people ran for shelter. He didn't move. I stopped for a second and asked if he was okay. He looked up and smiled, not a weak smile, not a broken one. A calm, confident smile. We talked, and that's when my world cracked open. He wasn't homeless. He used to be an engineer, a good one. He had worked for over 20 years, built bridges, real bridges, ones people drive over every day without thinking. Then one accident, one medical bill, one company that replaced him when he got sick. Life didn't collapse loudly, it collapsed quietly. No dramatic fall, no warning, just silence. And there he was, judged every day by people who never knew his name. That's when I understood the first thing people judge you by. 1. How you appear when they first see you. Not your intentions, not your struggle, not your effort, just what's visible. Your clothes, your posture. Your face when you think no one is watching. People assume confidence equals success. Silence equals weakness. Messy equals failure. They don't ask why you look tired, they just decide you're losing. And the scary part? Sometimes we start believing them, but that wasn't the hardest lesson. The hardest one came from myself. I used to say yes to everything, extra work, late nights, disrespect disguised as jokes. I thought being kind meant being quiet, until one day a friend said something that cut deeper than any insult. He laughed and said, "You know, people don't really take you seriously." I smiled, but inside, something broke. That night, I asked myself why. I worked hard, I cared deeply, I tried my best, so why didn't they respect me? Then I realized the second thing people judge you by. 2. What you tolerate. People watch what you allow. They see who interrupts you, who talks over you, who crosses your boundaries without consequence, and they draw conclusions. Not about them, about you. I learned that the world doesn't reward silence, it studies it. If you accept disrespect, people assume that's your value. Not because they're evil, but because humans follow patterns. The third realization came much later, and it hurt the most. I met an old classmate after years. He had failed multiple times, lost businesses, faced rejection after rejection. But when he spoke, people listened. Why? Because of the way he talked about his life. Not with excuses, not with bitterness, but with ownership. 3. The story you repeat about yourself. People believe the version of you that you keep telling. If you always say, "I'm unlucky, I'm bad at this, I'm not good enough," eventually people stop arguing, they accept it, and worse, you do too. Here's the part you won't like. People judge you before they know your pain, before they hear your story, before you get a chance to explain. But here's the part that gives you power. You can change all three. Not overnight, not easily, but slowly, intentionally. By carrying yourself like your story matters. By protecting your boundaries. By choosing your words carefully, especially the ones you say to yourself. The man on the street? He got back on his feet. Not because people stopped judging him, but because he stopped letting their judgment define him. And I think about him every time I feel invisible, every time I feel misunderstood, because now I know People judge fast, but character reveals slowly, and those who truly matter, they'll stay long enough to see it. If this made you uncomfortable, good. It means it touched something real. And if you're still here, that tells me you're stronger than most. Which of the three do you think people judge you on the most? Be honest.